The city on a hill, the awakening that reshaped the world. In a world that the globalists were creating, nations no longer held meaning. Borders were erased in the name of unity, and cultures were dissolved under the banner of a universal society. They envisioned a future without distinctions, where every citizen was part of a faceless global mass. What they called progress was, in reality, the systematic dismantling of centuries-old traditions, values, and identities. Governments, once charged with protecting the people and upholding the rule of law, became hollow shells, subservient to global bureaucracies and unaccountable organizations. Sovereignty was dismissed as an outdated concept, and with it went the structures that had anchored societies. Leadership disappeared, replaced by technocratic enforced policies that prioritize compliance over freedom. In the name of equality, excellence was suppressed. In the name of harmony, dissent was crushed. The world fell into chaos. Without strong nations to guide and protect their people, societies became fractured. Local communities struggled to fend off the wave of instability caused by mass migration, cultural erosion, and economic exploitation. The global community that the elites promised turned out to be a world with no accountability, no shared values, no hope. Yet in the midst of this engineered decline, something unexpected began to stir in the hearts of the American people. Stripped of their pride and heritage, many turned back to the faith that had once shaped their nation. The whispers of a new Christian awakening spread, quietly at first, prayers in small towns, sermons calling for a return to truth, and rekindling of the American spirit that the globalists thought that they had distinguished. It was in this time of darkness that a leader emerged, Donald J. Trump, who had long stood as a defiant voice against the forces of globalization, once again became the rallying figure for a movement that sought to reclaim what has been lost. He spoke not just of restoring American greatness, but of reigniting the moral and spiritual foundation of the nation. America is not just a place, he declared to a crowd of millions. It's an idea, a light in the darkness, a city on a hill. And we will not let that light be stuffed out. The American people responded. They began to rebuild their communities, reclaim their institutions, and restore the cultural pillars that had defined their civilization. Churches filled with worshipers, schools taught the stories of the nation's history, and the principles of liberty, faith, and responsibility became the foundation of a renewed society. The movement spread beyond American borders. The world, weary of the globalist broken promises and leaderless chaos, looked to the Christian awakening as a source of hope. Nations began to reassert their sovereignty, inspired by the American example of faith and resilience. The globalists' dream of a world without nations and cultures crumbled. replaced by a resurgence of identity, leadership, and purpose. America, once again the city on a hill, became the catalyst for a global revival, a testament to the enduring power of faith, freedom, and the human spirit. The Trump presidency marked the beginning of a prophetic renewal, a movement that echoes the vision of Isaiah, a world where nations rise, guided by righteousness, justice, and the enduring power of faith. As the United States reclaimed its foundation in sovereignty, purpose, and Christian values, it became the light to the nations, fulfilling the prophecy of a nation on a hill, drawing others to its example. Under this divine-inspired leadership, the ripple effect spread globally. The European Union, pressured by its people, began transitioning to a federalism-inspired structure, empowering its individual nations to preserve their unique cultures while working in harmony under a greater framework. This mirrored Isaiah's vision of nations flowing to the mountain of the Lord, seeking guidance, wisdom, and justice. Globally, the awakening inspired a return to the principles of sovereign nations united under shared values. Just as Isaiah foretold, peace began to replace strife as nations beat their swords into plowshares. America's economic and military strength served as nations beat their swords into plowshares. America's economic and military strength served as a stabilizing force, promoting prosperity and liberty across the world. Even CCP China, drawn by the winds of transformation, began to reclaim its cultural heritage while embracing classical liberal economic values and individual freedom. Rooted in principles of human dignity and worth, their evolution reflected Isaiah's call for the nations to walk in the light of the Lord. This prophetic vision revealed a world rebuilding on the eternal foundations of faith, justice, and truth. The transformation of nations aligned with Isaiah's prophecy, a new global order, where the Lord's principles of individual dignity, responsibility, and unity among diverse nations created a global renaissance of peace and prosperity. The United States, as the guiding and unifying force, fulfilled its divine purpose, becoming a catalyst for a world restored in the image of biblical prophecy, where the knowledge of the Lord covers the earth as the waters cover the sea. God bless the United States. God bless the world. And God bless the principles of the world in line with the Lord, that thou shalt oversee the peace and freedom on our planet.